What's up, Stitches? It's your girl Drea from Marianne's Crochet Hands. Marianne being my late grandmother who got me started in the basics of crochet. Today is Friday, October 2nd, 2020, and I am doing a Thursday's used stitched review today. Reason being is I didn't have time yesterday to do it. I had my husband that I had to send off to Delaware, repping my state. Born and raised. What? Live in Texas. Do I love Texas? Yeah, you're all right. You're all right. But I love my state. I love my state because I got the best education, people. I don't know if you could tell by the way I talk and the way I enunciate. That is because of the East Coast upbringing. Okay? Delaware is first state to ratify the United States Constitution. We signed it first. All others are followers. Okay, just joking, guys. Know your history. The reason why I'm pointing out where Delaware is on the map is because you have no idea how many times I've been asked in the state of Texas where Delaware is. I find it inconceivable that the United States has not had like a complete revamp of education to educate people about where things are on our country's map. So many. I mean, I literally get over 100 questions. Delaware, where is that? What you talking about? We are the second smallest state, second to Rhode Island, which is the smallest. Delaware is the second state. We were the first to ratify the U.S. Constitution. Our state bird is the blue hen. Go, University of Delaware Blue Hens. Get it. Y'all, don't sleep on my state. Just don't. Anyway, had to send hubby back home. Little one had doctor's appointment yesterday, and I had physical therapy yesterday. Didn't have the time to get it out, but we're gonna do it right now. So let's get into it. We're gonna be reviewing about maybe 4 or 5 things. We're gonna start with these. These were given to me by Happily Hooked magazine. I am a subscriber of their magazine. I love their magazine. Great content. I am not affiliated. They are not paying me to say this. I love their stuff. Y'all should go check it out. Okay, now, I do not know where these hooks came from. They came in a plastic container, and all of them were sitting in their nice little rows, waiting to be used. And it had no brand marketing at all. It was just a clear plastic container. So I don't know who makes them. Anyone at Happily Hooked magazine, if you could reach out, maybe leave a comment down below as to where these were made. I am going to say that they are probably a little cheaply made, and I'll get into that in a minute. But I have a full set. Yes, we have a full set. So, wait. Yeah, full set. Okay. So the smallest thing, it's going to be a little hard for y'all to see that, but I'll move it right there. There you go. 2mm. And the biggest being 6mm. That's the 6. That's the 2. I primarily worked with the 5.5. And I used this hook exclusively for my husband's blanket that I made. His tribute Dallas Cowboy-esque star blanket. I use this hook, I want to say about 10 days out of a 3-week process that it took me to make the blanket. Out of it, it got wear and tear. Just holding it now, my hands are really clean. I sanitized and everything before I came out here, but it gets dirty really quickly. You can see this right here. They get dirty. Another thing that's a con is we're not um, we're not seated or glued all the way down. We're not glued from top to the bottom. I think that they primarily put glue only in this middle section to try and hold the hook on. I don't think it was quite as successful because I'm just going to take the 4mm, which I have not used at all, and I'm going to squeeze her, and you can see the gap. Let go. Squeeze her, and you can see the gap. The gap started on this one, and it wasn't seated down all the way, and the hook started spinning. I was like, what is going on? That's another thing. I tried to get it seated as good as I could, but you can see it still is twisting. I had to take it off because it came completely disconnected from inside of its case, and I had to take the hook out. It is a full hook inside of here. It is just all aluminum hook, not as anything as fancy as like Boy or Susan Bates or any of the other general hooks, but just imagine one of these stuffed inside this casing. So yeah, you can see that fits all the way down. Okay, it came off, and I had to get some Loctite, and I dropped glue into the bottom, and because of these 3 holes, of course some glue came out, but it's pretty much firmly seated in the bottom now. It still has a little twist in the middle, but I used some glue and dropped it around the inside here, and it is sealed firmly to the top now. I like these hooks, with the exception of the cons. They get dirty, and they're not seated. So if that's like a really big thing for you and you're going to crochet all the time and you're going to be using all the different sizes, you might want to get yourself some Loctite and just be preemptive. Take them apart, drop some glue into the bottom, use a drop of glue, run it around a circle, hold, make sure you have tissues and acetone on hand because it is going to come out the bottom. The good things about this is the hook is, the grip is amazing. I like the grip on it. She's not super slidey, even with my hands after I got done lotioning, not super slidey. But you can see just from doing that, look at that. Dirty. And my hands aren't dirty. In any case, aluminum slides smooth on certain fabrics. I cannot use this on these. I tried, this yarn is the Red Heart Mini, which she's a little softy little yarn, but she's splitter, and because of that I cannot use this hook on her. I did use this hook, like I said, for my husband's blanket. Absolutely got the job done, and I am super happy with them. If you find these hooks somewhere, I know I checked, I looked on Wish, AliExpress, Amazon. I looked all over. I mean, I don't know. Are they clover hooks? I don't know. Again, someone from Happily Hooked magazine, please comment in the description below. Help out my subscribers as to what brand these hooks are made from. They're good hooks though. I do love them. I will be using them again because I have a couple other yarns that are not going to slide off my resin hook, which I use for everything. So we are going to give this set, I'm going to give it about 3.5 stitches. Yeah, give it 3.5 stitches because Yeah, 3.5 stitch markers. 3.5 stitch markers, and we're good. I feel good about that. It's not a bad hook. It's just it comes apart, but it's easy to repair. Um, she gets dirty easily. Just keep some alcohol wipes on hand, and she's not good with thinner yarns unless you're using, if you're trying to use a thinner yarn with a bigger size to make your gauge. You may run into a little bit of a problem, but to each his own. Each person is different, and we do not know that. So I love these 3.5 stitch markers. Next, I'm going to do, and you're going to see them again in a minute here, but I'm not going to review my Susan Bates, but I am going to show you my Susan Bates. I used a piece of, just a little piece of medical paper tape to hold it down because I'm so tired of the flapping around inside my bag, so I just use that to keep it stitched down. Yeah. I haven't used these in a long time. I'd want to say that this is the first set that my grandmother gave to me, but it isn't. It is representative of the set that my grandmother gave to me. Of course, over the years, their hooks have changed, but this is their Silva Loom series, the crochet hook set. And it goes from F5 to K10 and a half. We will see these again in a minute, and you will see their relevance to why I'm here. So the real review is going to be of this. This is my resin hook. Now some people say, oh, it's plastic. Resin is not exactly plastic. Resin is very, very hard plastic, which is why it's called resin and not plastic. Resin hooks are really, just really smooth. Okay, so smooth. But let me get into the set. All right, this is a lighted rechargeable crochet hook, and this is where she charges. And she's got a nice grippy right here for you. And this turns her on. She has 2 light settings: on, high. I want you to look at the top of the light. Down, 1, dim, and now she is off. I know nighttime is probably best, but I do have a video on Amazon showing me using the hook for my review that I did for them online. No, it was not sponsored, and no, it was not an affiliate, and I am not sponsored by the company that makes this either. So she is a gorgeous, gorgeous hook, but she has a little problems, and I'm just getting into the handle right now because it rolled in my hand and spun off of its set base. When yours comes, it probably will not be extended over the edge. I don't know if you can see just a little bit how mine is extended over the edge, just a tad on both sides of where it's supposed to sit in the nice little hole. The reason is because it was not glued down all the way, and like I said, I've had this hook since February of this year. I have been using it since February of this year, and with use because of the way I had to adapt to this hook, because these are quite longer right here in the shaft, of the hook, where your gauge is relevant. Here, not here, not here, but here. Okay. I had to adjust the way that I crochet because it is longer. I'm going to show you just make this not here. It is longer. It has such a smooth glide. But you see how I have to adapt, because I used to it have to, you would come up generally higher on the hook to crochet, and that makes a way tighter stitch. If I went back to trying to crochet that way, I would never um, be able to finish anything in any amount of time. So to keep my hands on the handle and no further than the little top right here, I adapted my crochet style to fit this long hook. And you see how she slides all the way back. It's gorgeous. She slides all the way back, all the way back, all the way back, all the up. You're getting that nice round consistent stitch all the way through. All the way through. I love this hook. But like I said, this came apart, and it was just because of the way I adapted and the way I now roll the hook with my thumb. Okay, so I grab the Loctite, and I'm going to be fair, this holding went before, and this holding did. This one hung around just a little bit longer before it came loose. And this one came loose probably about a month after use. But no fret. I paid, I think, like $21.99 for it on Amazon. I will find the link for you guys, and they will be in the description below. But I had to glue her back on, and that's why she's not seated all the way down on the side, but I'm okay with that. It does not bother my hands when I hold, and yes, the hook can be held two different ways. Now, this is something I discovered, and in the many reviews on Amazon did not say. The hook tips can be put in two different ways. Let's get into those. And this is the beautiful case that it came with. Of course, I had to have it because it's got the pinks and my soft pink, my very favorite pink, in there. And that's my next thing we're reviewing. Here's my charger. It is just a little pointy stick and charger. She works with any computer. I absolutely love to use it if it needs to be charged, or if I need to use it while it's on and I don't want to run out what life I gave it. It lasts about 9.5 hours on the brightest setting. If you lower that down, you could probably get about 12 hours down if you're using it on a second setting. She is USB plug-inable. As I said, you can plug her into a computer. The cord's not that long, so what I suggest is if you can buy one of the rechargeable battery packs, USB battery pack supplies, get one of those and plug it in. Or if you got a power strip that has USB ports in them, like mine does, I have Powerball. I mean, with my husband, it's a must. We have USB power points in our power strips for our plugins. So I just plug it into the USB port on my power strip on the floor, and it charges just fine there. I have a portable USB battery to charge my phone and her, and it works just fine inside of there. Brilliance. She sits in a beautiful little case here, so she will sit here. No, she did not come with the hook in, and it's because you see, this is where my hook is missing. Anyway, power cord sits here. And you see I'm holding it vertical and it stays. The only thing popping out is this right here, which I expect. Let's get into these. She comes with a tool to unseat her. I have seen this being reviewed. I haven't exactly seen this set reviewed because I have, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 crochet hooks. It is a full set all the way. Let's get it 2.5. 3, 3.5, 4, I am using the 4.5. I want you guys to see this. Since I'm using the 4.5, I'll get back to showing you the sizes, but you take this off. Use the tool. Do not use your hand, because you're not going to get the right tighten pressure if you use your hand. You put it in there and you go like this and you say, oh, it's good, but when you go to use it, it's going to pop out, and then you're going to be on YouTube or on Amazon excuse me, or wherever you got it from, talking about, oh, this is a piece of crap because it won't stay seated. It's not a piece of crap, and it won't stay seated because you refuse to use your tool. Use your tool. See, so here is the 4.5. It's the inside. I'll tell you now, she can be seated 2 different ways. I seat mine backwards so that my hook faces the blank side, more the blank side of the hook, and the power button is away from me. Okay, so I hold the hook this way, the hook faces me, see, facing me, and my hands lay here. Now, because of the way I crochet, I hardly ever hold this finger down, so it does not touch this. I'm going to show you the second way to seat it. So you're going to take it out, and you're going to turn the numbers towards you. You can put them in, and now it is seated facing you guys, facing the button. So if you turn the numbers towards you and seat the hook tip, you get the hook right near you, but your hands may be near this button. And if you take the numbers and seat them away from you and put her in, she is now facing the back side. No button. Important, 2 ways to seat her. Okay, so that's the 4.5. And get back to showing you guys. There's the 5. There's the 5.5. I think you're getting a point by now. So the next one is 6, and then 6.5, and this one sports. There's the 6.5. Really great hook, guys. Really great hooks. And this one threw me for a loop. And that is a size 7 crochet hook. I was lost for words. A size 7? I had to look it up. And I'm in the UK, they mostly don't have one. Is it UK? I don't know where they came up with a 7, but my Knitter's Pride came, and we could test that theory right now. I see the 7 is right there. And we can, let's put her in backwards so you guys can see. You can see she's 7. She is a size 7 crochet hook, 10.75 US 7. 10.75. A UK 7mm. These are in millimeters, of course, not US numbers per se. But this is a UK 7mm. which is a US size 7 10.75 crochet hook. Okay, and then she gets better because she comes with an 8. Yes, we have an 8. So you have our Knitter's Pride here. Let's see. Is she fitting where she's supposed to be? Yes, she is. And she's coming in. You see the L, 8, 11. She is a crochet hook L, 11 for US. That is how you read that. L, 11 for US. For UK, she is a 8mm crochet hook. And she fits. Perfect. All of these hooks inside of here have been measured against my Knitter's Pride. This is the 4.5. Let's start down the line. There it is. 4.5. She's in. No gaps. No nothing. This is my favorite crochet hook right now, people. I'm going to tell you immediately from the gate, this is my favorite. And what used to be my favorite crochet hooks to use are these. My Crochet Lights. I do still love them, and I do still use them. As a matter of fact, I'm using my F Crochet Light hook right now for my Red Heart because it decides a whole lot better for the Red Heart Mini. I use these. So let's get back to her. She is beautiful. She's gorgeous. She's usable. I loves her, and she gets, I wish I could give her more, but she gets 5 out of 5 stitch markers. Should I take off a half a star because I had to glue my grip in? No, I am not taking off a half a star because I had to glue the grip, because that is called user wear. Because of the way I personally crochet caused this to come unseated. It was glued, but not glued well. She's glued well now. She's not going anywhere. And so she gets 5 out of 5 stitch markers. Guys, like I said, I'm going to put the link below. I'm not affiliated. I'm not getting any money or kickback for anything that I'm mentioning in these reviews. Go get her. Go get her. If you have dark yarns that you're having problems seeing stitches, go get her. If you just want comfort, in your hand, just beautiful comfort. It just fits the way I hold so perfectly. And if you are a knife holder, even better. I mean a pencil holder, even better, because you can face that hook like I showed you towards you, and your hand does not touch that power button at all. And you just get in there and do your thing. You see, I got the motion right because I've been practicing trying to do it this way. I don't know why, but I was trying to figure out how everybody else does it, so I was practicing how to do it, and I was like, okay, well, if I do it the way I hold my pencil, then this is how it's going to come out. Anyway, I love her. She's beautiful. Like I said, I've had her since February, and the only thing that I had, like, this came off in a month. 5 stitch markers, solid 5 stitch markers. Love her. I'm currently using this 4.5mm crochet hook tip to make my very first and own personal crochet pattern. Y'all want a tutorial? I don't know. I don't get enough comments to know what any of you guys want. So anyway, I love her. My lighted crochet hooks. I have had these for years, and I started collecting them when I got out here to Texas because there was no Hobby Lobby on the East Coast. We had Joann's, AC Moore, and our AC Moore closed. And there were very few and far between Joann's. And then when I came here to Texas in 2008, I found the Hobby Lobby and fell in love with the Hobby Lobby. The yarns, even my daughter loves the Hobby Lobby because she's an artist. She likes to draw, so they've got everything that she needs. Anyway, when I found these, I was like, "What? Lighted crochet hooks? Oh my God, what is going on?" And this, let me find the right one because it's the one that is the most worn. There we go. And it's my H8 5mm crochet hook, and this is the first one that I purchased. So this review on this one goes back to 2008, but I'm going to review them as a whole because then you can see the next one that I use is the 4.5mm. As you can see, the letters will wear off in time. You can either keep putting them back on there, or I guess you get a piece of tape, use a Sharpie, put the letters back on, put a piece of tape around the end, and you're good to go to keep your, so you know what millimeter hook you're using, what size hook you're using. Okay, so we'll use one of the bigger ones. It is the Crochet Light, and I'm going to tell you there are imitators, and I found the imitator. You notice the difference. The original Crochet Light crochet hook came out first, so this one on the bottom came out first. And then with its popularity, of course, China and other countries, and yeah, I'm saying China because that's where these were made, started making their own and trying to copy what Crochet Light did. Now, they pretty much copy the cases, only this one's matte and mine are smooth and shiny. This Crochet Light hook that I'm holding here that says Crochet Light Light, I bought off of Amazon. I bought this one, that one, and this one off of Amazon. The 3 gauges on these are not correct. So get the Knitter's Pride real quick. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry. We'll start what is supposed to be a 2.5. So the 2.5 is here. And she fits, but the rest of the shaft, she's too big. If you can see, she fits perfectly in the 2.25. She does not, she's too big. She has wiggle room inside the 2.5. So this is a 2.25, not a 2.5. Effectively making this a B instead of a C. It's supposed to be the 3. See to here? It just has way too much wiggle room. Just way too much wiggle room. And if I go back 1, still too much wiggle room. That's supposed to be the 3, right? Too much wiggle room. But she fits perfectly in the 2.75, effectively making her a size C crochet hook in American terms. This is a C, not a D. Here's 3.5. You already know where I'm going with it. So 3.5 is here. You see, too much wiggle room on the 3.5, but she fits perfectly in a 3.25, making her officially a D crochet hook. So beware, buyer beware. I do have these sizes in metal, and all my metal hooks are inside here, and I use the metal hooks as a judge of whether it was going to be the correct size, and I am correct. And they are not the order that they say they are. These hooks still work, but because they have this flare here, because they designed this flare because they were worried about the base being seated in here, and this is not removable. Because the way the base is seated here, they were worried about it snapping off, and it's a genuine concern with these hooks because they're very small. Another thing, they are not resin hooks, they are plastic. These are not resin. These are resin. Yeah, here we go. These are resin. This is resin, and this is resin. These are plastic. So do your due diligence before. The reason why I didn't see this before is because they spelled it on the Amazon Lite, so I thought I was getting my Crochet Lite, the original Crochet Lite. When it came, I noticed that it did not have the trademark line dot underneath the, between the and the words Crochet Lite, and it did not have the star at the end. See? So yeah, I love my Crochet Lite hooks, and I'm going to judge them separately. I think that's fair because the ones I just got done showing you are not the original Crochet Lites. But these buddy buddies right here are my giddy giddies, my faves. I love them to pieces. I do. I love them to pieces. And like I said, I am currently still using one, my I'm sorry guys, 4mm hook on my Red Heart yarn in this little bag right here. Almost complete set. If you count those three, it would be a complete set because I have all the way to K. And so that's a pretty complete set. For the original Crochet Lite batteries. Now, before I'm going a little bit backwards. I'm sorry. I probably should be editing, but we'll see. This is Cornerstone's project. This is the people that make the original Crochet Lite hook. They are made by Cornerstone products, and that is how you will know it is the original. These batteries are made in China, and they, as you can see, they sell them at Hobby Lobby for a range of about $2.49 a pack for 3. Now, I say that to say screw that, because I found these $5.99. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 batteries for $6 plus tax. So $5.99 plus whatever the tax is in your state. Yeah, $5.99 for 6. So in order to get 6 of these, you know, I got 10 of these for $5.99, and just buying another 3 of these would cost me almost $5. I can't fathom the in-between of the prices, and so I will go with this from now on. The batteries last a really long time, guys. I haven't had to change but 2 of the batteries for the ones that I use. Please excuse the music that you are hearing right now. I cannot filter that out.